President Biden wrapping up a campaign rally in South Carolina aimed at recruiting black voters. But is his messaging resonating, or are his calls to action falling flat? Civil rights attorney and Fox News contributor Leo Terrell is here to weigh in. The president really was on sacred ground today. The Mother Emanuel AME Church there on Calhoun Street in Charleston, where back in 2015, a white supremacist shot dead 9 parishioners who were involved in a prayer group there. But at the same time, the president seems to be losing a lot of support with black voters. 2020, he claimed 87% of the black vote. Now, according to a USA Today poll, his support only at 63%. Why, Leo, such a decline?
Very simple. First of all, that horrific event occurred in 2015 during the Biden-Obama administration. I'll tell you why, John. It's very simple. I left the Democratic Party in 2020. Why? Because Joe Biden said that if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Black voters are not monolithic. They're individuals. And what you heard today, I watched that entire speech. You heard a speech from the 1960s. Jim Kleinberg and Joe Biden are from the past. John, there are black Americans in Chicago who are totally upset with sanctuary cities, homelessness, poor schools. There is a disconnect between Joe Biden and black Americans today. Remember Charlemagne the God? He came out last week and said, I'm not voting for the Democrats this year. So that's the reason why. There is a disconnect between black Americans who are individual in their decision making, who are now voting for Donald Trump. And they cannot reconcile that situation by bringing up events that occurred in the 50s and the 60s. That's what Joe Biden did today, and it failed.
You know, you mentioned Congressman James Clyburn, who in the video that you were just seeing there is seated on the left side of Joe Biden. He's the elder statesman of the congressional delegation there. He actually is 2 years older than President Biden is, and he is concerned about Biden's declining support among blacks. Listen to what he said.
I have no problem with the Biden administration and what it has done. My problem is that we have not been able to break through that MAGA wall in order to get to people exactly what this president has done. This president is keeping his promises, but people keep focusing on the one or two things he did not get accomplished.
Is it the MAGA wall that's responsible, or is it Biden that's responsible?
It's Biden. And you make my point with James Clyburn. He's in his 80s. He's a man from the 50s and 60s. John, black American, white American, all Americans, they can look at what President Trump accomplished in his 4 years, and they can compare it with their lifestyle and the quality of life with Joe Biden. And Trump goes way ahead on inflation, on the economy, on making this country safe. This country has taken a wrong turn under the Biden administration. And regardless of color, the race card will not play in 2024. People are going to vote based on their pocketbook and how they feel about the economy. That includes people of all color. Pandering to a black church does not resonate to all black Americans.
Speaking of wrong turns, I wanted to get your thoughts on this, because apparently the National Park Service is thinking of renovating the William Penn Welcome Park, named for the ship that he came over on. And two of the things they're going to do in renovating this park in Philadelphia is they are going to take away that statue of William Penn that you see, as well as a model of the slate roof house that he lived in on that site. It's going to be replaced with, quote, an expanded interpretation of the Native American history of Philadelphia. William Penn is being canceled. Why?
You know, John, I was a history teacher. I still have my license. I'm a civil rights lawyer. I hate to say this, but the progressive left wants to eliminate white American males from the history books. I'm old enough to remember 2 years ago in San Francisco, they were trying to eliminate George Washington, Abraham Lincoln. There is an attempt to rewrite history. And trying to remove the statue of William Penn is insulting to those who live in Pennsylvania throughout this country. He founded Pennsylvania. He fought for religious freedom with the Quakers. I taught that subject. It's insulting, and I hope it does not occur.
Yeah, in San Francisco, the school board tried to cancel Washington and Lincoln. Instead, they ended up canceling themselves. Leo, good to talk to you.
Good.
All right, we'll see you
Thank
again
you, John.
soon.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.